你好, welcome to vocab lesson of Integrated Chinese Textbook, Lesson 1, Part 1. It's on your page 20 to 21st of textbook, your very first lesson. So here, I'll explain all the vocabulary. Hopefully that help you understand. Let's go. 第一个生词, the first one is character 我. It's very easy and important. 我 translate to I or me. Looks like a tic-tac-toe. You might feel like, oh my god, the first character is really hard, but trust me, this is one of the few characters you actually never forget. So, in English, you have to differentiate subject and object. You cannot say you love I, you must say you love me, but in Chinese, you don't have that problem. So, who is the Chinese teacher? 我. Who is learning Chinese? 我. Who is Chinese person? 我. So, whatever your answer is I or me, you just simply say 我. Now, have a look over here. There's a picture asking you, 你能在3秒内找到我吗? Can you find character 我 within 3 seconds? I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. Can you find 我? 1, 2, 3. Did you find it? It's over here. Okay, so this picture is actually pretty deep. The rest of these characters are character 钱, Q-I-A-N, 钱, translate to money. It looks very similar, doesn't it? But the difference is that 钱 comes with a money radical versus 我 doesn't have any radicals. Radical is the part of the character give a hint of the meaning of the character. 我 doesn't really have a radical, just a single structured character. Okay? So let's go next one. 这个是你. This is 你. It means you. Have a look. It looks like it's pointing to you, doesn't it? Imagine these are 2 fingers pointing to you. This is probably one of the first words you learn in Chinese. 你好. So, 你好 translates to hello. Literally means you are good. So, 你 means you. Have a look at the first radical you learn in Chinese. This is called person radical. Person radical. Chinese character person, if you have already learned, looks like that. Now, imagine that this is a character person. When it becomes a radical, which is part of the character, you need to squash it. So, which means you are going to... Never mind. I'm going to redo it. Have a look. So, imagine this is character person, right? But you're going to change the character to the radical. So what are you going to do is squash a little bit to the side. This is how person radical is made. Okay? 你 in the word 你好. So as we're talking about the word 你好, let's learn how. How is good. Let's try it. Answer my question with the word 好. How's your day? 好. How's Chinese learning? 好. How's Chinese food? 很好. Very good. Okay, so if you're going to learn the radical of this character, this is the radical female. It's kind of dark here, can you see? This character is interesting. The left part translates to female or girl. The right part translates to son. So we believe in a family, when you have a girl and a boy, a daughter and a son, a female and a male together, it is very good. Okay? So this is character 好. Together, you got your first word, 你好. Literally, you're good. So that's how you say hello in Chinese. Next, let's learn the very first verb in Chinese. Pronounce after me. 信. 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 Be careful. A lot of people try to pronounce G as 信. That doesn't make any sense in Chinese. We don't pronounce G. It's really just give a heavier nasal sound. That's it. You don't pronounce the G. Please do not say 信. 信. That doesn't make any sense, okay? And the X in Chinese always pronounced as SH in English. So 信. Also female radical, if you remember from last character. Translate to family name is, last name is. Apparently a long time ago, every single Chinese person get their last name from their mother, not their father. Okay, biggest difference is that in English, the word last name is a noun, which it is as well in Chinese. You can say 我的姓是的了的, my last name is 的了的. However, more likely in Chinese, we use 姓 as a verb. Let's try it. In English, you say my last name is ba ba ba. In Chinese, you simply say 我姓 dot dot dot. So here is 点点点 dot dot dot. Okay. Imagine your last name is say Smith. You would just say 我姓 Smith. My last name is Happy. 我姓 Happy. My last name is John Doe. No, Doe. 我姓 Doe. Got it? So practice with your own last name. I'm going to whisper while you say aloud. 我姓. Okay. After learning about last name, let's learn first name. This is character 叫. 叫. It's really easy to memorize. Look at this part. Doesn't look like a whistle. So literally translate to call, to be called. And then memorize a new radical, mouth radical. People like, this is square. I'm sorry, in Chinese, we think your mouth look like a square. So whenever you see this radical, you know right away it's mouth radical. Usually relate to some kind of particle, some kind of easy words that explain the feeling. And also, whenever you see this radical, relate to verbs that has something to do with your mouth. Okay, so in this unit, we're learning that first name is, it's a verb. Verb, okay? So in English, you say, my first name is da da da. In Chinese, you simply say, 我叫 pa pa pa. Let's try it. 我叫 Eva. 我叫 John. 我叫 Michael. 我叫 Jane. You got it? So think about your first name. And I'm going to whisper, you're going to practice. Say aloud. 我叫. Alrighty. So if you have learned my last name, my first name, let's learn the very first QP in Chinese. QP stands for question pronoun. Question pronoun. So the very first one in Chinese is 什么? Let's learn a dramatic way. Say after me. 什么? Or the normal way. 什么? 什么? So answer my questions with the verb 什么, okay? I'm going to make some silly statement. You just say, what in Chinese? 什么? Okay. Let's say, there are 10 suns in the sky. 什么? Today I ate 20 hot dogs. 什么? Trust me, you're going to learn Chinese fluently in 2 days. 什么? You got it? So this is the question pronoun 什么. Person radical, but doesn't really make much sense here. And the right part is character 10. That makes 什么. Now let's try to make a sentence. In English, you say, what is your last name? I'm going to explain in the grammar lesson more carefully later, but I'm going to just tell you, in Chinese, you simply say, your last name is what? So you will say, 你姓什么? And that's it. So let's practice. In English, you say, what is your last name? Keep in mind, in Chinese, we put the question pronoun where your answer is. So you say, 你姓什么? Answer, 我姓Sun. 你姓什么? 我姓 Smith. Your last name is what? My last name is something. Okay. Okay, now we're going to talk about the word 名字. 名字. Again, do not say 名字. That doesn't make any sense. Simply say 名字. Name. It's a noun, okay? New radical, treasure radical. It's on top of character 字. The bottom part, if you have good memory, you will notice that we learned in the character 好. So it's the same character. This character by itself also pronounced as 字. So look at character 名. Imagine this is a name card you give to people. People are like, wait, it's mouth. I understand. But you're going to give yourself some imagination to help you memorize the characters, right? Imagine this is the name card you give to people. Your name is a treasure. So this is the word name. 名字. 名字. Okay. So to ask what's your name, Chinese people say you are called what name. Now let's try to put them in the right order. Ready? I'm going to help you. You say 你叫什么 名字 Let me put all of them a little bit to the left. 你叫什么名字 You are called what name? 你叫什么名字 So let's practice. I'm going to ask you 你叫什么名字 You respond with your real name. 你叫什么名字我叫 Eva. 你叫什么名字我叫 John. Okay? We're almost done with all the vocabulary. Let's hang there with me. The next word is 小姐,小姐,小姐. 小 by itself means little. 姐 by itself translates to older sister. Yet, to make the word older sister, you must double it to translate to 姐姐. Again, you see female radical, right? Because 姐姐 older sister is a girl, and a 小姐 is a female, miss or young lady. Okay? So 小姐, 小姐. And as we learn miss or young lady, we also got to learn Mr. Pronounce after me. 先生,先生. Look, X in Chinese is a sh sound. And SH in Chinese is actually a sh sound. So pronounce after me again. 先生,先生. 先生 means Mr., Sir. And also it translates to husband. My husband, 我的先生. So kind of like my Mr., my Sir. Okay, now have a look. Be careful with the order when you address people. In English, you say Miss Sun. In Chinese, we say Sun, Miss. In English, you say Mr. Bunch. In Chinese, we say Bunch, Mr. You got a difference? So 孙小姐, Bunch 先生. Keep in mind, that rule applies to all titles. So Dr. Wong, Wong doctor. Lawyer Lee, Lee lawyer. Okay? And the teacher Sun, as you guys all call me, 孙老师, Sun teacher. Okay, the next one, let's see how much time I have used up here. Alright, I don't think I know what I'm doing. Come back. 请,请. Translate to please. But keep in mind, in English, you say please. Are we done yet? In Chinese, you cannot use 请 by itself. It's another word. You can say 拜托 as please, I beg you. But doesn't translate alone, okay? You must use in a sentence like please sit down, please talk, please be quiet, please eat. So as 请. Also, second definition is to invite, which we'll learn in Unit 3. However, you see this radical, speech radical. New radical, speech radical, 请. You will see the right part in a lot of characters. By itself, pronounced as 请, first tone, and translate to green. But you don't have to worry about the definition in this character at all. Usually, this is a very typical pictophonetic character. The left part gives a hint of definition. The right part gives a hint of pronunciation. Since this character by itself is 请, the whole character pronounced as 请. And the next verb is 问, to ask, 问. Have a look at the radical. This is a door radical. People are like, wait, what? That's a door? I have to explain quickly. We are learning simplified Chinese characters, which was an invention back in the 1950s from the traditional characters. Some of the simplified characters are wonderful, they make sense, but some of them don't. This is one of them I wish they didn't simplify. Let's have a look at the traditional one. Does that make more sense? More like a two doors, and you can open up and close. But anyway, this is a door radical, pronounced as 门. Let's imagine that you are having your mouth at the door to ask questions. So this is 问. So let's try to translate. 孙老师问我. Can you understand it? Teacher Song asked me. 我问你, I ask you. Now, this is one pronunciation is very important. If you pronounce it correctly as fourth tone 问, it translates to ask. But if you accidentally pronounce as 吻, then that translates to kiss. So if you say 我问你, that's I ask you. But if you say 我吻你, that translates to I kiss you. You better be careful there. Okay, when you put 请 and the 问 together, literally please ask, It translates to, may I please ask? Now, you can ask me anything, but you have to start with 请问. For example, 请问, is this lesson over yet? 请问, can we go to China? 请问, where's the bathroom? 请问, how to say this? Got it? So you start your question with 请问 to be polite. Okay. And the next character is 贵. By itself, it translates to expensive. But in this unit, we're learning honorable. The radical is on the bottom of the character. Shell or money radical. Whenever you see this radical, it usually has something to do with money. And let's imagine this is an expensive hat on a fat lady. She's so expensive. She's so honorable, stuff like that. So character 贵. Now, the reason we're learning 贵 is because in this unit, we're also learning another way to ask your last name. So to say last name is 姓, but if you want to be respectful, to say your honorable last name, you say 贵姓. So let's try. May I please ask for an honorable last name? Chinese people say 请问. Remember 请问? 请问你贵姓? Got it? It's a question. Although there's no question pronoun. It's just a way Chinese people ask, what's your honorable last name? So 请问你贵姓? Okay, we're almost done, kiddos. So the next one is 呢. It's a particle. People are like, what is particle? So particle usually appear at the end of a sentence in Chinese for different functions. In this particular case, 呢 translates to how about. But you have to say, how about with someone? For example, 你呢? How about you? 我呢? How about me? 狗狗呢? How about dogs? So the format is always people with 呢. Alright, we're almost done. The next one is Wong. Please do not pronounce it as Wang. It's Wong. By itself is king, but it's a very common last name in Chinese, which we're going to introduce this character in our textbook, Wang Pen. So his name is Pen, translated to friend. Wang Pen is his name. Another common last name is Li, by itself translated to plum, but in this particular case, it's a common last name as well. Wood radical, kiddos, if you want to learn. Last new character of the day, Yo, is teacher as well. If you learned how to say character I, love, you might notice that it is in character I, love. So in Chinese, we think that your lover is your friend. So Leo is another character that we're going to know in the book. Last word. So if you combine the two characters in Wang Peng and the Leo's name, you will get Peng and the Yo. Peng Yo translate to friend. And these are all the characters of this unit, of this part. I hope you learn them less than 30 minutes. Okay, thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll review those words and are ready for the quiz soon.